Hey guys, Steven Servo here, back with another video. Today I want to talk about education, certifications, training for somebody that is new to IT. This isn't really going to be a video for somebody who's already got some experience in help desk or anything like that. This is more going to be a video aimed towards somebody who loves technology and wants to break into the industry. It can be kind of confusing on where to start. And so I was just going to kind of go over a route you can take. And then at the end, I'm going to talk more specifically to somebody who wants to get into networking. And yeah, we'll go from there. So if you guys do enjoy this video, if you guys wouldn't mind giving me a like, subscribe, and ring that bell notification if you really like me. So, anyway, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to do this the same format as the last video. It's all going to be one take. I got everything here on my handy dandy S20 Plus. And so you'll see me glance down as for reference. And so, yeah, let's get started here. Talking about the top certifications for someone who wants to break into the industry, have a long, successful career in IT, and where to start. I was thinking as a base, the Comptia certifications you can never really go wrong with. Now, if you go onto the Comptia website, you'll see a foundational certification called, I think, ITF, Information Technology Foundation Certification. I would go ahead and skip that one. That would be, in my opinion, for somebody who never used a computer, just by virtue of, if you're under 30 right now, you don't need those foundational skills. You know where the start menu's at. And I'm not knocking it for anybody who's got it. But the first certification I would start with, there's two different options that I would recommend as a very base foundation starting with. And that's the CompTIA A Plus certification, and or the Google IT Professional certification. And so to start, let's talk about cost, because cost is always important. Like, you might just not have the money to just to blow or spend. And you're not blowing it. I mean, it is going to a good cause, but to spend on certifications. And I actually don't have the notes here, but the A plus is actually a 2-part test. So there's 2 core exams that you need to pass to have your A plus, and I believe those tests are something like $200 each. They're not cheap. And so that's $400 total to get your A plus certification. And later on down the list, you'll see maybe why you would want to go with the A plus over the Google IT Support Professional certification. But Google IT Support certification is not a bad place to start either. Google's a well-known name, and just in the time since I learned about that certification, the demand for it has gone up. People do take it seriously. And you can find the Google IT Support Professional certification on Coursera.com. It's one of the courses they provide, and the way that works is it is $50 a month, and there's no time limit. You can go through it as fast as possible. I've actually read and heard people going through it in a month, although Google says that it would take 6. Now, the thing about that is yes, the certification's important, but you actually want to be able to do the functions in which it's teaching you. You want to be able to feel comfortable and be able to demonstrate the things that the Google IT support professional is training you. So it's probably going to take you 2 or 3 months. So when I went through it, I actually had an offer from Google to essentially pay me back for the certification after I got it. And I'm not sure if you can find anything like that anymore. But really the biggest difference in the certifications is one has a proctored exam at the end, the A+, where you go either online or live, but because of COVID, you're going to do your test online and somebody actually watches you take the test. The Google IT Support Professional certification is not proctored. That said, it's not easily cheated in some portions, because some portions you're actually they provide you SSH keys, and you actually log into one of their remote servers and have to perform those job functions. So I like that, and so really it's up to you. Do you want to spend the $50 a month? Or do you want to spend $400 at the time of certification? Both are worth it, in my opinion. Both are absolutely worth it. So now going down the list, after you get that good base, where I would go is I would actually stick with Comptia. And these 2 certifications I'm about to talk about, I actually have both of them. So the next place I would go is probably with the Network Plus. That gives you, if you're going to be in IT, you need to know networking. It's just a fact. Even if it's just basic networking, you need to know it. And so the Network Plus really gets those concepts driven into your mind. Subnetting, VLANs, route and switch. It does give you those base components to understanding a network. And then the Security Plus. The Security Plus is the same, but for security, it's gonna teach you the different protocols and the different ways that we keep our servers and our systems and our client information safe. Now, the one cool thing is with Comptia is they have what's called Stackable Certifications. So, for instance, if you get your A+, your Network Plus, and your Security Plus, you get an additional certification that's called the Comptia Secure Infrastructure Specialist. Alternatively, when you get your Comptia IT Operations Specialist, when you get your A+ and your Network Plus, you actually get a stackable certification called the Comptia IT Operations Specialist. And there's a ton of them. There's a ton of different ways you can stack. And so once you get there, you're probably going to know kind of the route you want to go in your IT career. And so you could either stick with Comptia and continue down their track in learning. But for my network folks, there's the big main player for networking is Cisco. So rule of thumb is, even if you're not in networking, if you have your CCNA, your Cisco Certified Network Associate certification, the companies that are going to hire you are going to assume you know what you're doing, even from the base level. It is a very well-respected certification, and that will take you places. Now, with networking, everything's moving towards network automation, programmability. So at this point in 2020, if I could go back and I was starting now, I would get into DevOps or definitely go a network automation route And let's see, I think Cisco calls theirs DevNet. Now, again, I understand that money isn't just abundant, and so there's actually one other thing I want to talk about, and that's Juniper. Now, Juniper is a very well respected route and switching company. They are very well respected in large scale networks like ISPs, internet service providers, and so they have a program called Juniper Junos. And it's actually a really neat program because it really can be zero cost to you. You start out and you sign up, and I think they have 5 different tracks that you can go down, and all 5 of those associate level certifications are free to you. So the way that works is you go through their training that they include. They include everything you need to pass those exams. And at the end of going through their training, you essentially take a practice exam, if you want to call it that. And if you pass that practice exam, they give you a voucher to go log into Pearson VUE and schedule a time to get their certification. So I've heard both sides of the argument. I've heard, well, Juniper isn't as well known, and so, money isn't as important as time. Just get your Cisco certifications. And I think differently. I think the experience and the knowledge I've obtained from doing the Juniper route has been mind blowing, and I think it's getting to a level where it's becoming a very respected route to go. And the one thing about Juniper, with networking kind of going the way of programmability and everything, is in a way Juniper invented network automation. The way that their command line interface operates from the base level all the way up, their whole architecture is built around network automation. And so what they were doing eventually led to a very widely adopted protocol called netconf and Yang. And so even if you wanted to get your Cisco, eventually do like your Cisco DevNet, man, I would just start and get that Juniper certification. It if anything is not going to hurt you, but I would bargain that you could land a job just based off of that. And there's many other routes to go. For somebody starting out that's already got their base level stuff, I would say the 2 big ones right now that are really gonna be good in the future. They're gonna have a good long run, and it's just at the start of it, is cloud and network automation. And, being a systems admin is still going to be around, but a lot of those jobs are all going to be based on programming. It's all going to be DevOps. You're going to be issuing a command with something like Python or an automation tool like Ansible, or systems administration people. I'm not a systems admin, so they have their own little set of things too. And one other thing I wanted to talk about is Linux. Linux runs the world. You may jump on your Mac or your Windows PC, which Mac is Unix based anyway, but you may jump on those as a person, and those have a good, nice little interface. But the rest of the world all runs on Linux. Learn Linux. Do what you can to learn Linux. If you have a Windows computer and you guys want me to do a little series on Windows, Linux subsystems for Windows, you can install a little command line or a little Linux box right there on your computer, and learn the command line and learn Bash, and you'll thank yourself for that. You really will. A lot of employers are looking for people who know how to manipulate and use Linux. Linux is everything. Learn code too. Take a course on Python. Google also has another certification called something like automation and something or other on Coursera as well. And that would be the same principle. You get a certification at the end. And one other thing I wanted to tell you is the Google IT Support Professional certification is actually accredited by American Council on Education. So you actually can convert that certification into college credit hours. So that's also pretty cool. If you were going to stay in security, I'm not really a security guy. I do know it wouldn't hurt to get to keep going through Comptia for I think it's the CYSA, and there's a couple others. There's like Pen Test Plus and certifications like that. And there's also stackable certifications for that. So definitely look into that if you do think about wanting to go the security route. And if you want to go the cloud route, there's three major players. There's AWS, which is Amazon's cloud-based service. There's Azure, which is Windows cloud-based service. And then there is Google something or other, which is Google's variant. And then there's other little small providers, but those three are the main share of it. So if that's the route you're looking for there, then that's kind of the route you want to go there. And I think I'm going to do a video on job-specific certifications. So the best certifications if you want to get into networking, best if you want to get into security. I actually know a lot more about the networking stuff, but the good thing is I know how to research, and I have friends in each of the industries, so I will get you guys good, accurate information. Leave a comment down below if there's a certain type of video you want to watch or a certain thing you want me to go over. If you guys do want to see that Linux subsystem for Windows and how to set that up, I can get that done for you guys. Just let me know. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to try to take advantage of this space while I have it. Our house is a mess trying to pack up and get ahead of the curve on that. But I think I'm going to try to shoot here as much as possible. And so, I look forward to some extra videos. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. And until next time, it's Steven Servo. Peace.